Good. Bobby's in a good mood today, so it must be Tuesday. Tuesday fun time, Bobby. Bobby, see you next Tuesday. That's Bobby.
That's why they call me Mr. See You Next Tuesday, Bobby.
Yeah. What is that? They should have make an abbreviation for that.
They call me Cunty Bobby.
Oh no! I don't think you can say that this early on. You can't. It's fine. Whatever. Happy Tuesday, everybody. I already see Kevin and Kish, all the K's. We need one more, and then finally the plan is there,
dude.
For the K's.
Speaking of which, do you know how you say donut in German?
No.
It's a crop front. So
crop
if
front?
if you ordered from Krispy Kreme crop front, what would you have?
Oh no, you'd have a messy hands.
You'd have KKK donuts.
Oh,
and
I thought you'd have goo.
They took my baby
Do they have
away.
Krispy Kreme in Krautland?
They have crispy. I don't know about the cream part.
Yeah, I don't know. I know they like what's that thing? Shasta videos.
Poo shiesty?
Shasta video. That's the poop videos.
Oh,
Germans love poop.
There's a rapper named Pooh Shiesty. That's who I thought you were talking about, but
oh no, Pooh Shiesty's his name?
Yeah.
Is it POOH though? At least,
like okay.
Winnie the Poop.
He made that mask everybody hates popular, the one that covers from here and here.
I don't know that mask. I don't think I hate it though.
It covers everything but your eyes. A lot of stores will even have on their windows now, like no Pooh Shiesty masks allowed.
No poo masks?
Because they would just go in and rob. His most famous song is Back in Blood, and that he's talking about revenge.
My son likes somebody with a weird name like that, but not Pooh Shiesty. What was his name? It's got a weird ass name. It's a name and then like a thing. I forget what it is.
Are you sure it's not Winnie?
Who's a rapper now that has a name with a thing in it?
A name and a thing. Birdman.
No, that's not a name and a thing. That's just a bird and a man.
Is it possible it's Winnie the Shizer?
No, it's a name and a thing. It's like his name and then, God damn it,
Benny the Butcher.
No, but it's something like that. But it's like a weirder name. It's a kind of fucked up.
42 Gun.
No, it's a name and a thing.
I don't know how to help you, Pat. There's a lot of rappers with a name and a thing.
I can't remember the fucking name. God damn it. I wouldn't even know how to look it up. Damn it. I wouldn't even know.
Also, I did want to clarify. It's a little early for this joke, but earlier when you accused me of saying a bad word, I was saying Conti Bobby, as in I only interpret religion strictly what's in the Bible. That's who I am on Tuesdays. Like Frederick Kant.
No, it's not Scamp Hunt. And it's not Jesus Pat. It's not.
I kind of like.
I'm not being
Jesus
old.
Pat.
I'm not being old. V. Good morning. I'm not being old. I just don't remember this guy's name. It's like, damn it. And him and I listen to a lot of the same stuff. We actually do. I just don't. This one I didn't like, but he has a weird. You're young,
with
V.
a hoodie.
You figure it out. He was like a SoundCloud rapper.
A Boogie with a hoodie.
No, I like A Boogie with a hoodie. This is not that cool like that. This is like. I forget. God, I wouldn't even know how to look it up.
It's not Big Shaq, is it?
No, that's just Shaq and being big.
No, he wrote it. My favorite song. 2 + 2 is 4, - 1 is 3. That's maths.
That's not. What the hell is this guy's name?
I tell him man's not hot. I tell him man's not hot. Lil Dicky.
These aren't.
Clownface wanted to know.
I was trying to look up playlists for my son on here, but like, there's a Spanish guy named Seamus Oates, and that's hilarious on Spotify. It's gonna be on here. I'm gonna find it. Here it is.
While you find it, good morning to you, Kish. Good morning, Clownface. Good morning, Kevin. Welcome aboard, everybody. We've got a nice little episode in store today. It is a Tuesday. We're gonna be out probably right at 9 sharp. I gotta go get my
I got somewhere
checked
to
out.
be, so
I gotta go get my herp.
These guys.
Anybody ever eaten Spanish meatballs? Now, as an Italian, big fan of the meatball. Last night I had Spanish meatballs, but I'm afraid there's pork in them, and that's why I spent all night on the toilet worshiping the porcelain god. And now
I fear. What's the difference?
It's not red sauce, it's salsa.
Ugh, go the fuck off. Why would you want
that was
salsa
a
with your
joke. That was a
meatball?
joke.
Oh,
That was
okay.
just a joke. They were
Does it have like different spices in there?
there were some difference, but now, all right, to be fair, my family, like when my dad had a heart attack, switched everything to chicken. So it's been a while since I've had like a meatball other than a
Right. I
holiday.
like chicken meatballs. Those are good if they're done right.
If they're done right, and if you clarify to everybody who's eating that meal that you made chicken meatballs. Like, I don't want to see a text message that says I made spaghetti and meatballs and come down and smell fucking chicken meatballs. That's not a real meatball. Oh, good
No.
point. Was it poop shite meatballs? Is that
No,
your
that's
rapper?
not someone's name, is it?
No, but I like that.
I would listen to that guy's stuff. Poop shite meatballs.
So while you look this up, there's a lady named Luna, or not a lady. It's a restaurant that I go to, and it's supposed to be healthy Hispanic food.
But
It's
Luna's
within-
usually for Italians. Luna's not usually for the Mexicano.
That's what I'm saying, dude. But this woman,
Yeah, I mean,
I go in and she's mean, but in the way that like she's earned the right to be mean. She's like, I've been at this block for 20 years making healthy Mexican food. She yells at the people when they come in and they're not ready to order. A woman asked if it was good because her daughter recommended it, and the woman was like, "If you have to ask, fucking leave." And I was like, God, I love this lady. I wish she's 20 years younger. I'd marry her.
remember, this guy makes really cool videos. He'd make them himself.
It's not C. Lee, is it?
No, it's a name. It's a longer name. I know you say it's a name and a thing, and that's not helping. I understand. I understand that I'm not helpful, so I'm not saying.
Could you give me a lyric, perhaps?
No.
She has the big meatballs, as V said. Would you like me to change the subject, or is this one of those brain worms you got to solve?
No. I'm gonna get off in 1 second. I'm just gonna get away from it. But it's like, yeah, I forget. But like, we went down this rabbit hole of all like these videos. It was, and he would like shoot his own. He'd be like him walking outside, there'd be other people there, and we had like. We started watching. I remember watching like the baby shit, and then it kind of like rabbit holes on YouTube from the baby to shit like that. Even Tyler the Creator would jump into like that kind of level of people that was like on their own shit. You know what I mean? And then this guy had a name like something the something. It's not Chance the Rapper. It's like the something.
Something that's well, it'll come to us. It
But
wasn't
it's like
Bobby
a fucked up thing,
Shmurda.
is one of them. No, but
Wasn't-
it's like some. It's like Slump Dog something. Slump Dog. Stink Dog. Slump Face. Slump something.
I'm Googling slump rapper.
Ski Mask, the Slump God?
Yeah, that's the name.
Dude, Ski Mask is the
Slump
shit.
guy. Yeah, that's same as
Slump.
like him. That's what I was talking about. That guy. I was right.
I
No,
used to use.
That's why when I was saying this is fucked up. I just realized why I was saying it the way I was, because I was thinking in my head it's something fucked up in a name, and to me, the guy we know, Ski Mask, is fucked
It's
up.
fucked up. Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah. It's like I couldn't like him because I was like, he can't be like the guy I know was a dying alcoholic at 23.
Fucked up. Fucked up. Fucked up. Fucked up.
Yes, that's what it was.
You
So
done
thank
fucked
you,
up.
everyone, for dealing with me.
Yeah, I do love some Ski Mask. You know what? I didn't think it was going to be worth it when you finally got there, but I'm happy you did because I do love me some Ski Mask. He had that Call of Duty one.
Fuck you, Kevin. You don't need to get me a nurse. Go fuck off. I'm just having an old man moment. So I figured it out. Have you
got
seen all
there.
those Biden videos where he's just staring off? Yesterday, we saw videos of Fox News was just playing like the best of Biden staring off.
Yep.
And there was like one where when Obama had to walk him off the stage. But the one where he's dancing around with what's his name, George Floyd's family, and they're all like dancing. He's going.
I
And
thought
he
you
stops,
were.
he
you were gonna
stops
say-
moving at one point, and he goes. And they had to walk him away. Like what the fuck?
I was gonna say. I thought you were gonna say he was dancing with George Floyd's corpse. I was like, that just seems disrespectful.
Yeah, I just compared myself to Biden. Yeah, I did because I'm also an old man who was failing. That was the joke. Do we not understand timing, people? I know it's early. What the fuck?
And I'm
I was an
Kamala
old man
Harris.
staring off into space while Bobby tried to figure it out and apologize for me. That's exactly what was happening. We had a Biden moment.
That's what we do here. I'm Pat's Kamala. I try to cover for him and then join whatever racial group is most advantageous to me at the current time.
I'm Kamala, the Ugandan headhunter, which was a wrestler back in the day that I liked. And then they had to take away his name, the Ugandan, and they just called him Kamala, the headhunter. Then they just called him Kamala. It's like, okay, we can't do that either. Like, I thought the problem was Uganda, not the
like,
headhunter part.
Yeah.
What the fuck? All right. You want dumb shit? Let's go dumb shit right away. Ready?
I always
Are you
love dumb
familiar
shit.
with the store Aldi?
Yeah, the grocery
The store where you have to put the quarter in the basket, whatever, in the cart, and then you get your thing back. Aldi's customers' horrifying fight schedule discovery on a store floor.
Yes.
I thought it was a shopping list. An Aldi shopper recently stumbled upon a note on the supermarket floor that was far from what he expected. What initially appeared to be a shopping list was, upon closer inspection, a compilation of names under the heading, People I Want to Punch in the Face. The list, by the way, I gotta say, if you could put this up, this is one of the greatest pictures. And paperwork. Like, what do they call it? I'm having old man days. When you have personalized papers. Stationary, thank you, dear. Stationary, I am old. That's my nurse. That's how old I am. Stationary, I am having brain farts all day. But where are you, Bobby? At least send this to you. This guy's stationary rules. God damn it. Where are you? This texting thing. Oh yeah.
I'm googling it now, so I may be
What is? Yeah, but here I got it right here. Sent to you. Yeah. So the paperwork is beautiful. The list was accompanied by a fight schedule outlining specific times for these planned attacks. The anonymous shopper was taken aback after reading the contents of the note and took to Reddit to share the find. At my local Aldi and noticed someone's, I assumed, grocery list on the ground. Decided to inspect further when I left the store, they wrote, posting a photo of the note with the alarming title and name scribbled below. Names included Emma at 12 p.m., Hunt at 3 p.m., and Joe at 4 p.m. Sophia, Sam, and Donna, who are also listed without assigned times yet. I guess they haven't scheduled it in. But, which, by the way, is crazy. This is, even if it's a joke, this is nuts. But I like to have the little boxing gloves on top. And then with nice font, people I want to punch in the face. And then names and times. The post quickly gained attention and sparked a variety of reactions. Some commenters took a lighthearted approach, with one woman joking, "My friend is wondering where you could buy notepaper like that with such an uplifting message." You'd have to order that. I think Vistaprint would probably do that for you, and they wouldn't question it. You could probably put "People I'm Gonna Murder," and they would just print you 500 copies. Another person quipped, "I wish I were this organized." However, not everyone saw it as funny. I was bullied in primary school for being a nerd, and it was basically destroyed my work ethic in high school because I tried so hard to make sure it didn't happen again. Seeing stuff like this made light of pissing me off, one commenter shared. I can see why that guy was bullied.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't already get to the POS part. We're not done yet. But this is why you were bullied, moron. Because, like, when something happens and you don't understand how to shut the fuck up, and instead you're like, this kind of thing makes me uncomfortable. When sometimes people write things that are mean, I have to speak up. And you punch. Like, you have to. That guy deserves a punch. Shut the fuck up. This guy's got a organization. He's got times. He's also, what I appreciate, we don't know if it's a guy. We don't know, but that handwriting felt like a guy thing. But if it is a guy or it's a girl, either way, they're equal opportunity. There are men's and women's names on that list.
It's somebody. It's got to be a woman, right? If she's putting women she wants to punch in the face on the list as well.
Bobby, have you heard of bad people?
I have. You would just think you would keep that to yourself.
I don't think this was thought to drop on purpose. This was, I don't know why they had to organize this. I don't know why they felt like they need to write down, but they probably had so many people that had to punch. Like, this is getting out of control. I've got to take care of this shit and I need to go shopping. But I do like that they had a list. And it also weird that a guy would pick it up. I've seen paper on the floor at Aldi. I've never been like, let me read this. I don't care what it says. It's if it's money, you're like, oh, it's like or like an ID or something where you could bring to the front, and be like, hey, someone lost this, whatever. But piece of paper, you're gonna see it. Even if I thought it was a grocery list like this person did, I wouldn't be like, I hope that maybe they'll come to the front and find it. Like they're not gonna look for they're just gonna figure out the groceries they did, and they're gonna forget eggplant. That's all.
They're gonna forget to punch Sam in the face twice.
That's
He's on the list twice. He's on the list twice. What did Sam do?
Yeah, Sam's a piece of shit. This is so sad and cruel. Another added. A concerned mom weighed in saying, we constantly tell our kids to use their words, and hitting is never okay. This guy used his words. There isn't a loophole to get out of it. Violence towards anyone is not okay. Hopefully, the owner is found and the school is made aware. Oh, wait, I think this is a kid?
Is that
I
what
just figured it was like a 40-year-old man.
I thought so too, or like the manager of the store. That would be a great way to manage.
The manager of this Aldi's?
Start writing people down. All right, Sam, you want to talk back? I'll see you at 3, hot shot.
Oh, Emma, you want to raise? How about I raise the level of your eyeballs with my fist?
You better raise your hands up because here comes some haymakers, you dummy.
Yeah, this is the Steve Buscemi thing from Billy Madison.
Yeah. It's just...
Glad I called that guy.
It's a Death Note.
Yeah, it is a Death Note, which is, by the way, terrible live action, but great manga.
Great manga.
This makes me so sad that children feel the need to make lists like this, that kids are bullied and so much, and they feel the need to make lists like this, and also the children who make it on lists like this. No one walks away a winner. All right, who's the piece of shit in this story? Is whoever made this list? Should you make lists? If you want to beat people up, that's fine. But someone should teach this person about evidence in like paper trails and things of that. They literally left a paper trail. Like it was paper down. They could probably do the handwriting. They could probably do fingerprints. They could find the person doing anything illegal. It could be a silly thing. If someone found a comedian's notebook, they could call the police and that person go to jail forever, or realize it's just some silly dumb thing they're writing. Who knows what it is? This could be like Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Part 7. You know what I mean? They're just writing for a fucking book. It could be anything. Is it the person that picked it up and then like took a picture of it and fucking shared it all over places and fucking talked to the newspaper? If you're worse than this guy, then you're now making it worse because now you're causing this person a lot of problems. What if this person, their therapist, think about this. What if their therapist said, hey, you're dealing with all these people that want to hurt you and beat you up and all that stuff. Why don't you take control? Make up a fake list in your mind when you're at 3 o'clock, when are you most stressed? 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and 8 a.m. Okay, at 8 a.m., imagine that you're going to confront your fears. You're going to fight them. Write it down on a list. Make like a fight list. Who knows? It could be something like as simple as that or dumb or stupid, whatever. It could have been a silly thing. What if a husband and wife were shopping? And the wife is like, you need to get these stationary like me with little fancy things with the goals you want in life. See mine? One says things for my husband to do. One says things for buy myself, like places to go on vacation. And he orders people I want to punch in the face. And she's like, dude, he's like, yeah, and I'll write it down. And then he's like, so as he's just standing there and they're shopping, and she goes, we have to go visit my sister Emma later. He's like, Emma, 3 p.m. And then she's like, it's like, oh, you have to go see your friend Bob later, or Sam later on. He borrowed your weed whacker. It's like, oh, he's getting punched twice, weed whacker, whatever. And he's just making a joke. Is it you and I for both assuming this was an adult man and not a child? Everyone else in this article right away is like, it's terrible that a kid's doing this. I don't think a kid would be shopping at Aldi's. And if he was shopping at Aldi's, he'd have a fucking list and he'd have all the organization. I didn't have that. Not that I was running around punching people, but I definitely didn't have a list of people to get punched. It's kind of crazy. And is it society for believing that children are back to writing with pen and paper? If it's a kid would have had this on their phone in their notes. They wouldn't write this down. That's old people shit. Writing a note. That's what 100%. Or is it Aldi? Sweep. How about this? There'd be no problem if you fucking cleaned your floors. Papers laying down on the ground. They're like, we don't give a shit. We got one person working here. They run the whole goddamn place. No one gives a fuck. Get your quarter out of the cart and get the fuck out of here. Who's the piece of shit in the story?
So for me, the first piece of shit is the woman who found the note and freaked out that somebody was going to get beat up. Right?
They didn't say that was a woman either, so we don't know.
I thought they said she said a bunch of times.
Oh,
like
maybe
we teach our kids not to fight and stuff, and that's my.
No, that was another person commenting.
Oh well, that
they went to the comments underneath. That's all.
Did they give that person's name? Because I'm writing a list of people I'd like to punch in the face, and I'd like to put her
no,
on
they
it.
did not. No names.
Sometimes you do need to punch in the face. That's what made America the best nation in the world. We didn't punch in the face until it was time. Also, I'm not convinced this is a kid. I just shared a screen. Can you throw it up when you have a second?
Yeah, well, I didn't really look at the list I sent to you. I didn't. It is someone that works there, obviously.
Yeah. Hang on. Just throw up my thing so I can finish my point.
I will.
Quick. So you can buy this stationery. Nobody drew those shitty punching gloves. It's $10. There's only 5 left. Clearly, this is helping Kookie's Closet. This is somebody.
This is something you can buy online.
Yeah,
I want this.
Somebody.
I want that. I want that stationery.
Well, hurry. There's 3 left.
Ah, 3 left.
It's almost like this article really helped the sale of I want to punch someone in the face stationery.
I'm sure though. Where is it? Cookies? They'll make more.
Cookies. Oh yeah, definitely. But
cookies?
That's what it's called. Yeah, because it's kooky.
They are kooky. It is kooky to have a list of punching people in the face.
What's even kookier is to read this list that's clearly just somebody's work schedule and assume it's a list of people who want to get beat up. There's 3 names at the top. It's the 2 cashiers he has all during his shift. And then he has the 3 people below that are doing carts. It's clearly just somebody made a work schedule for the day so he knew who he was working with. Probably the manager of the store. Like if you look at it, he's got Sam and someone. Those are his 2 cashiers. Then he's got Sam and Hunt. Then he's got Hunt and Samala. That's who's closing for him. Like clearly this is a bunch of people overreacting and acting like whiny little bitches because they wanted a problem. You're shopping at Aldi. Your life already has enough problems. Literally, it costs you 25 cents to get a fucking cart because they don't trust the people who shop at Aldi. But the biggest piece of shit in this story, Pat, by far, is the store Aldi. Do you know the Aldi conspiracy? So in the United States, you've been to an Aldi's. It's kind of not the top of the line. Aldi,
yeah, they don't have any brand names. They just have their shit.
In the United States. Aldi was owned by 2 people. They got divorced. One person oversaw the United States chains. One person saw the England, Britain, whatever they call that country that used to never have the sunset on it version. The one in England's fucking Trader Joe's, Pat. It's beautiful. It's nice. It's like the top of the line grocery store. It's high luxury. In the United States, it's terrible. And a lot of people say they did that on purpose as a way to screw over the American people for the 1776 war.
That's what it was?
Yep.
Revenge?
Yep. Almost like they were metaphorically punching us in the face.
All right. I'm reading this paper right now because I didn't really have a chance to really look at it. Dude, this is how I didn't have stationery that said people I punch in the face, but when I was at Big Lots, we had people on for the day. I'd have to figure out who's going to do what, who's going to do cards, who's going to help do. We had curbside assistance. We had things of that nature. And then underneath, I'd have to write, all right, 12 o'clock, I guess I can let. What I would do here, I would write cards, but I'd probably write breaks when I'm giving them breaks, whatever. It's just on the stationery. It's just literally the stationery. And then the times it's not a list of people that get punched in the face. The person who took this picture is a fucking idiot. This person needs to get punched in the face, like really hard. This is this is the most problematic fucking person. I hate people like this. I found this thing. I'm Sherlock Holmes. I know things. You don't need to hide things from me. If you say one thing, I could fucking jump to 12 conclusions to figure it out. Hey, stupid, go outside and hopefully the car rams into you. Shut the fuck up. Stop finding these lists in the fucking store. Stop picking shit up off the ground. That's why, you know what? Your husband has a list and it says women I'd rather sleep with. And it just says everyone. And it says from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. That's it. Because he hates you because you stink. This is so stupid. It's 3 people's names. It shifts. Sam Hunt and Surrey are doing one thing. Donna, Sam, and Hunt have to do. That's what he's got on the list for the day. People working there. Here's got to do carts. That's all it is. It's a silly stationery. I bet you that stationery's in the back on the manager's desk.
1,000%. Yeah,
it's fun.
I don't know about you. When I worked at Dick's, they would print you out literally like a schedule if you were there for the day. So it would be like everybody's shift with gray boxes, who was responsible. Like, I'm guessing he was making that paper, taking notes real quick to make it all work. Forgot to throw that away, and it ended up on the floor. And like, this isn't in the New York Post. Nobody wanted to step in at some point and be like, I think that's Tom's stationery. I see him right on it every day. And if you're Tom, of course, you're going to keep your mouth shut.
And nowhere does it say this is a fight schedule. The article, the person wrote this. And so my piece of shit is, where's their name? Eleanor Catalaris from news.com.
She's an Aussie.
Yeah.
We had a bit of a tussle at the Aldi's.
How come they don't have any kangaroos on the list? I'm a Foster's and punch my wife. It's not a fight schedule, you stupid criminal. It's not. It's just a piece of paper.
Also, what's wrong with you?
How is this news? This is news. It's a newspaper. New York Post. News. This is not news. Punch schedule at all these? That's not news.
Also, like, what's wrong with your life that you see that and go, this is a list of people to punch?
Yeah.
I'd like to see
it does
your
say
notebook.
It does say this is a list of people.
Yeah, but even still.
That part is there, but like that person must be fun to watch like comedy with.
I cannot believe. And you're like, you're not supposed to. It's a joke, dummy.
Yeah. That doesn't make sense. Like that wouldn't happen. It's like, no. Yeah, it's a joke. What? What do you mean? It's just, I thought they were just having a TED talk. I thought everything in the world was real.
She should have been punched in the face a few more times, and then she would learn not to overreact to things like this. What happened to sticks and stones may break my bones, but lists of people.
Here's a list of sticks and stones to pick up later, and here's a list of bones to break.
Oh God, what a dumb broad.
We don't know if it's a woman, Bobby. So I wouldn't.
We do know it's a woman because if it was a man, if I find that note and I think it's people gonna get punched, I'm writing my name on it at 5 p.m. at the carts,
Bobby.
And I'm just gonna stand out there waiting.
If you were a straight man, this feels like a gay man.
Oh, I said a woman.
Oh, they're gonna have a list of fighting. Well, I don't even like boxing. That involves vagina. Ew. And then they just turn the list in.
It does. I can't argue with you there. I think I'm safe.
Because guess who shops at Aldi's, Bobby? Fat white women, Hispanic tough women, and sassy black women. None of them give a shit about fight lists whatsoever.
No, that's true. They would all want to be on the list.
But guess who else shops there? People who can't afford prep for AIDS. So they go there, and then they get mad at lists.
God, I wish they would get mad at lisps and kick out the gay guy.
Joe Lisp. You got shit?
Yes, I do. Now, Pat, you've gone toe-to-toe with the Stranger Things kids before.
Well, okay, can we fucking make that more clear than what you just said?
You went after that, the gap tooth, the one I want to kick field goals at his teeth.
The kid who plays Mike on Stranger Things, Finn Wolfhard, I did not go after. We were doing a podcast a couple of years ago. We were joking about things, and I did imply that he's one of the ugliest human beings I've ever seen in time and space. And I talked about the older he gets, the uglier he gets. And we made a video clip, and a lot of young people, we'll put it in the Patreon. People haven't seen it in a while. I'll put it up later this week. But a lot of young people found that on YouTube and really yelled at me for being mean to children. And I guess in retrospect I was, but he's when you're that ugly, you're not a human. So I don't think it's a child.
That's very fair.
Yeah.
That's very fair. He's so ugly. He's lost his right.
How ugly is he?
I guess you're no longer a kid when you're so ugly that pedophiles probably wouldn't even fuck you.
Yeah.
So
when pedophiles just go, yeah, I think they're 18.
Yeah, or fuck that. Noah Schnapp.
Like if you were gonna play the Vulture in the Spider-Man things, you could just have that guy not dress up.
Oh, easily.
He looks like a vulture and a human had a baby.
Or like the Raven, if there was a retarded version.
Yeah. The Reven.
Speaking of which, I didn't have a chance. It was like at 5 o'clock in the morning, but I saw, the reels where it's like doing this until someone notices. Day
Yeah.
one of, and it was a retarded guy playing the drums, and it was day one until Kurt Cobain notices my drum covers. And that laugh is what I did. Yeah, that laugh is what I did at 5 a.m. Just
oh, that's good stuff.
So
smells like my pants.
And I don't have a gun. I think that retarded boy's lying.
Me. I can get one at Walmart though.
Speaking of people who should get a gun, do you know Noah Schnapp from that show?
Noah Schnapp is the boy that's always like the twink that's always missing and stuff. He's the one with the issues all the time in the show.
Well, it turns out those issues aren't just within the show, Pat. Noah Schnapp, the 19-year-old actor who plays Will Byers on the hit Netflix series Stranger Things, has found himself embroiled in multiple controversies that are jeopardizing his career and the show's final season.
Do any of them have to do with Millie Bobby Brown Bon Jovi? Which, by the way, is my favorite new name of all times.
Thankfully, no Drake situations.
No, but
Millie Bobby Brown.
He and her were linked at the very beginning when that show started because people thought they were a cute little kid couple, but she just kept friend zoning him even as like a young teenager, and he would get all mad. And then people would write in the comments, "Well, that's because that kid's gay as hell." And then he's like, "I'm not gay. I'm just a child." He's like, "Whatever, same thing."
Well, I wish it involved her because these aren't nearly as entertaining as that.
But the first title is His Career is Over. After Stranger Things, 19-year-old Noah Schnapp's career is over. So in 2020, Schnapp faced backlash after a video went viral showing him singing along to a Chris Brown song and saying the N-word.
I remember that. That was fun. He was just singing the song, though.
He was just a part of it. So that's part of it. He was just
We've all done that. Like, how many hack comics do you know do that joke about the Biggie song? You don't know, now you know. And then they all went to go say it. They're like, I can't because I'm white. It's like, remember if this is funny? Because I don't.
Exactly. In 2022, he shared private messages from singer Doja Cat about her crush on Stranger Things co-star Joseph Quinn, which angered fans who saw it as an invasion of privacy. Then in October of 2023, Schnapp made controversial remarks about the Israel-Palestine conflict, saying you either stand with Israel or you stand with terrorism.
Wait, stop. This Stranger Things kid went from talking about Doja Cat and singing Chris Brown songs to talking about his views on Palestine?
Yep. You either stand with Israel or you stand with terrorism.
He really went to that upside down world.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a difficult choice. Shame on you. This blanket statement supporting Israel's military action sparked outrage.
Blanket statement, get it? Because they wear blankets instead of clothes. They just put a hole in the thing.
When Stranger Things announced production had begun on season 5, many fans questioned Schnapp's inclusion due to his inflammatory remarks. Then, in June of 2024, reports are emerging that Schnapp was kicked out of a New York City nightclub called The Palace after getting, quote, aggressively wasted, end quote, while underage. Allegedly, he was harassing patrons to take tequila shots with him before security escorted him at 1:30 out because he became too out of hand. Witnesses claim he could barely stand on the curb.
Who's the piece of shit in this story, Pat? Is it Mr. Schnapp? Like, yes, you have a good thing going. You're 19. All you have to do is put a smile on your face. Literally, the Brat Pack documentary's out. You could see who did what and ended up well. It's the people who were nice and fuckable. The other, is it the club? You've got a superstar there. If I'm trying to think of a good example, if Billy Joel was at your bar harassing customers to take shots of tequila with him, and you would find a back door. You know what I mean? You would put him in a position where he didn't look like an asshole. Now, I realize this guy's far from Billy Joel, especially in New York, but still, if you get the reputation as the club who takes care of celebrities are going to go there. Is it society? Nothing this young man did was all that bad. As you pointed out, Pat, everybody's made that comedy joke. He made some statements about Israel. I call them fuzzy muzzies all the time. Like everybody's made shitty statements. Or is it society in general? Because like Britney Spears shaved her head and was going nuts and nobody really gave a fuck. It was more like, let's hop on this crazy train, Ozzy Osbourne. Why is it different for this Joseph guy? Like, why is this a problem? We'll kick it to you first.
Well, first of all, the kid's last name is Schnapps, and that's booze. So, like, you can't even be mad at him for being a drinker. His last name is Schnapps. Like, he's got to drink. His
He's
whole life,
the heir.
like, since he was little, like, oh, you like, what's your middle name? Peppermint or like peach? He's like, he didn't know what it meant, and they finally get root beer. Like, yeah, my middle name's root beer, but it's like, but that's his deal. It's definitely not the kid. He's 19 years old. He's famous. Now, Bobby, I don't mean to like nitpick or whatever. Did you actually watch the Brat Pack documentary?
No.
Okay, because everything you said is not what's in the documentary at all.
Fair enough.
It's not one of those ones like there's one that came out recently. Like Vice did a whole thing on the 90s. They talked about the Viper Room and Johnny Depp having that, and when River Phoenix died there, and all the famous people that would be there and drink like crazy. That was a story about like the people going wild and all that until the reality show people kind of ruined that, where they were like, you weren't really famous. You were just more about being rich than famous. But the Brat Pack thing was more about a guy who wrote an article, and it's very well done, but a man who wrote an article about Emilio Estevez that coined that phrase and ruined their careers, because all of a sudden Hollywood decided, because there was more movies about young Hollywood than ever. People were writing movies about 18 to 22-year-olds, and all these guys were in every movie, and it was kind of cool and refreshing. I remember being younger in those times and going, wow, people my age or a little bit older are in movies. Things about high school and shit. It's kind of cool. All these iconic movies like Pretty in Pink and 16 Candles and St. Elmo's Fire and all these movies like that. But when they wrote this article, all of a sudden Hollywood and management and all that got worried they were all brats because he wrote this. And most of them weren't, and they wouldn't even work together anymore. Like Emilio Estevez put in his contract, do not put other people that are considered Brat Pack in the thing with me because I want to move past that. And they all did, and it ruined their all careers because this asshole wrote this article, and they actually confront the guy at the end, all 35 years later, and talk to the guy. So it's well done, but it has nothing to do with that in any way. So if you want to check that out, Anthony McCarthy did an amazing job. But getting back to what you were saying, but we thought it was, that makes sense. Young Hollywood going out there and doing that shit. Millie Bobby Brown, I made a joke, but she's a huge fucking star. A bunch of the other, she's out there hobnobbing with people. She's just married Bon Jovi's son. Like, so it's there's a lot of these young people are all doing modeling things and things like that nature. Some of them who aren't getting the attention, that happens a lot. When like 8 or 9 of them get attention and one of them doesn't as much, they usually tend to go to drinking and partying and stuff to kind of get that attention and limelight, whatever. The piece of shit in this story is the venue. And you said, Bobby, about not helping them get out, but more importantly, he's 19. And you're reporting we had to stop him from wanting to do tons of shots with patrons. He's 19. He's not old enough to drink. The fact that you're reporting that he's doing shots and bothering other people, you're turning down a guy who's spending money. Now you're saying he's not going to bring his money there anymore. B, you've now said you serve underage people. And C, now more patrons are going to go there to go, oh, wait, I can meet famous young stars there. Now you're going to flood your place with psychopaths. You fucking ruined everything. Listen, as a young kid goes in Hollywood, everything he did was tame as shit. Oh, did he say something about politics? First of all, that's more heady than most young kids who are crazy. Go watch Corey. Last night, we went down a rabbit hole of Corey Feldman shit. And even him now or then, go watch those guys and see what they were fucking doing. They didn't have opinions on the Cold War back then, or like say one bad word. They were doing heroin off someone's butt and then barely acting. Like, they were insane people. Like, River Phoenix died on the sidewalk in front. Without that, we would have no Joaquin Phoenix. So I hate to say it, but it is wonderful that happened because what a great actor. Like, it's like, okay, it's not wonderful that River Phoenix died, but you know what I mean? For acting, it's great. We wouldn't have had the Joker. We wouldn't have had the guy in Gladiator. We wouldn't have had. Who would have hit an alien with a baseball bat and signs if fucking River Phoenix was alive? Nobody. Yeah. You know what I mean? So you gotta need that stuff sometimes. This is just a kid who did a dumb thing. Who gives a shit? It kind of sucks that he's already done. He's having his Shia LaBeouf moments. Shia LaBeouf, in retrospect, that wasn't that terrible. Yeah, he did dumb shit like pose around being naked, dumb art things, but he wasn't doing awful things. He was just misunderstood under a camera. And that's all this really is. It's just like a way to get a story. You know, if he had a list of people he wants to punch in the face and it was everyone else on Stranger Things, then yeah, that would be terrible. But it's the bar. The bar for admitting they serve him. The bar for saying he's bothering patrons by doing more shots. You're saying you're serving them. He shouldn't be in your bar.
I think you're absolutely right. If you're letting underage people in your bar, it's kind of your job to take responsibility of them a little bit, especially if they're a celebrity where you're going to lose your liquor license. Those aren't easy to get.
V, I gotta disagree, man. Like, find something better to do this time. He can do whatever he wants, and his time usually is spent by shooting. When he's shooting, 18-hour days to pretend like we're in some upside down universe, and all these fucking, and he has to be quiet about it with all the secrecy of that show because you can't leak anything. So when he does get a chance to try to be not Will, he's playing. I don't know if you've heard, but for this final season, so because they keep saying in timeline, they're now using the AI aging thing they used in The Irishman, but with these kids. So weirdly enough, he's going to look even older to people once this comes out, because they're going to be like, wait a minute, you look like terrible when he's 19, but they're trying to make him look 15 and 16 the whole fucking time. So it's like, he just doesn't want to be a kid anymore. Like, female actresses go through this all the time. Anne Hathaway famously, like, you know, did that one movie where she was like naked and like all that kind of shit. You'll always do those kind of movies where you kind of move your way up. Female pop stars do this. You know, Britney Spears going from, she kind of was always trying to push, I guess, the kind of sexy, but a lot of them go from the one. Selena Gomez,
Hannah Montana,
waited to a certain age. Hannah Montana. Miley Cyrus had to do that to get away from that fucking I'm not a kid anymore shit. And there's guys who try to do that too. I'm not the cute guy. I'm the tough guy now. I'm not trying to be this thing. I'm trying to be that thing. It's like the guy who did it really well is Taylor Lautner, from being Shark Boy from Shark Boy and Lava Girl to going to Twilight and got in super shape. And everyone's like, what the fuck? People wouldn't even realize it was the same person. But that is a hard thing when you're in there. This kid is like, yes, he's 19, but he can't really just go anywhere and do anything because he's already probably done it 15 times. So he's like, fuck this. I've got money. Who knows how long? No one's hiring the Will kid. The other ones are already getting movies and roles. He's probably going to end up being like Macaulay Culkin's brother, Rory, in like getting some movie roles later on, but nothing big because, oh, I remember your brother and I kind of remember you shit. Will's going to get those off things. And then when he's 40, he'll get John Cryer roles and get to be a sitcom on CBS because they remember him being Ducky in the fucking 80s. You know what I mean? So let him have a couple fucking drinks. He doesn't sound like he hurt any. Oh, no. Did a rich guy want to buy you drinks at a bar? What's happening to this fucking world? This sounds like a fucking cool ass kid. Hey, everybody, please do shots with me. I'm the guy from Stranger Things. Dude, I'd fall off the wagon for that guy. If I was at a bar and he's like, hey, it's me, Will from Stranger Things. You want to do tequila shots? I'm like, yep, I'm someone's problem now. It's been over almost 10 years, but I'm drinking with the kid from Stranger Things. And I think people would understand.
Did you ever see the Adam Sandler movie, That's My Boy?
Yes.
When he first, so basically, if you don't know the movie, a teacher has sex with a student and they have a kid. Adam Sandler's the student. The kid is played by what's that dude from Lonely Island?
Oh, shit.
Andy Samberg.
Andy Samberg. They always have the same name, kind of.
I couldn't. Yeah. Adam Sandler and Andy Samberg. So when Sandler first gets his lawsuit settlement from the teacher in the school, there's a line that the announcers say where it's like, I can't believe this kid just bought everybody at Madison Square Garden a beer. He's blowing through that money, but he's having a good time while he's doing it. You know what I mean? Like, it seems like that's what Will's doing. Honestly, it's the bar, but it's also him a little bit. I kind of get what V's saying. You're that rich. You want to keep doing movies. Take the Taylor Lautner route. Buy a bunch of steroids and get in a gym. You can drink at the gym.
But the difference is Taylor Lautner did as a little kid in a one-off thing. Shark Boy and Lava Girl, in retrospect, wasn't this huge phenomenon. Like, adults watch Stranger Things more because it's built for the 80s nostalgia. I knew who they were because my kids watched the thing, but adults didn't know who he was. And when he can't, I used it as like a working hard thing. But who knows if he had issues and problems? We wouldn't even seen that. This kid's growing up in the eyes of people. And what I know we're saying to find other things to do. How do we not know he's not doing other things too? He literally drank in a bar. There are people, there are very productive people who do things all day, then drink at a bar afterwards.
But my point is, you shouldn't leave the gym. Like, one of my favorite accounts is drink a 6-pack and bench as much as you can. Have you ever followed that guy?
No.
He just so he finishes a beer and then he adds another set of 45s to the bar and just keeps benching as long as he can. Like, you could have fun drinking and lifting.
It's fun, but I don't think this kid wants to lift and work out.
But that's my point. You want to keep acting? Lift and work out, baby. Nobody.
Yeah, you're probably the same age as my kids. My kids are 18 and 22, so like around those ages. Like that's when Shark Boy and Lava Girl was a big deal, and it had famous people as playing the adult roles. You know what I mean? So Antonio Banderas was in that fucking movie.
My only memory of that movie is my dad took my brother and sister and younger cousins to see it and came back and was like, "That's the worst fucking movie I've ever seen." Like,
it's pretty bad, but it's also pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. It's good shit. But,
so the bar is definitely the piece of shit. Take care of this. That's like, if I went to the bar, if you were at a comedy club. Now I know you don't drink, Pat, but if I was at Yonkers Comedy Club and I was too shit faced, Jeff would put me in an Uber. We'd have a conversation about it the next day. It wouldn't be fun, but he would make sure I didn't make an ass out of myself. And I think bars should do that for people that are.
Well,
anyway.
I mean, yes, that's nice there too. I mean, different. You're performing for the club. They probably gave you free drinks. They probably feel responsible. We don't know if he's getting free drinks. He probably wasn't. He might be invited there. He might have just showed up. We don't know that storyline. I don't think they have to go that far. I meant more so. I don't care about covering for the kid. If the kid wants to be as drunk as if the kid was fighting people, then you rat him out, whatever. But he literally was trying to buy other people. He wasn't begging. If he was asking patrons to buy him drinks, and he was being a nudge and shit like that, then I get it. But he literally was just the drunk regular. How many drunk regulars do that all the time? When I bartended, it was always some guys like, "Come on, man, do another shot with me." Like, and I didn't give a shit. Like I'm like, dude, relax, calm down. I'll just do shots in a minute. Or I tell the other guy, if you want to buy him a shot, you can. I'm only gonna charge it for one. I'm gonna pour apple juice in this motherfucker's thing. He ain't doing whiskey. And he's like, all right, whatever. You know, move on that way. But if he was like, come on, can you buy me a drink? Can you free drink? And then I saw him bothering other customers to buy drinks, then I would shut him off and tell him he has to go. I wouldn't give him a limo. I'd say I'm going to call the cops if you don't fucking leave. Cut the shit.
Yeah, that's fair too.
Sleep it off so you can come back tomorrow. Don't do shit right now or you can't come back tomorrow. And that would be it. So if this kid's just being a loud 19-year-old child with money, then just let him be there. You're in a nightclub. It wasn't a classy establishment. There's, just let him have some drinks, whatever. But it shouldn't be in the. Both stories we did today should not be in the news.
No, if he, like you said, if he had punched somebody or wrecked his car on the way home or something, then I could see this being news. A 19-year-old
girl or a guy or whatever floats that little dude's boat,
a dog,
then definitely, that's gross.
But you're absolutely like, what 19-year-old, both of us sitting here who don't drink that often today, will tell you at 19 there was a 50% chance you found us hammered, right? Like
19,
no.
I didn't really until after 21. I did a little bit, but I all through like teenage years and stuff like that, more about with sports and things like that. College is where I got my thing on. So it's
same here. Yeah, I guess maybe 19 might have been a bit.
But I was a real problem 22 to 27. A real fucking problem.
I'm gonna be honest. 19 was my real problem here. This story hit a little close to home. Where I was like, oh boy, you could have been drunk, causing problems. But in state college, they didn't let you in with a fake ID.
Yeah, well, I would let in. I let in a kid one time. He was 5'4", like 140 pounds, white kid. He had to be an ID of a 6'2" black guy, and I let him right in when I was working the door. Oh, I go, dude, that rules. He just it was just a big black guy, and it said he was 6'2", 240, and I'm like, you're in.
You get it. You tried.
And if we get arrested, I will go to jail and I'll pay my own thing. I don't care. You're
funny,
black
yeah.
Guy.
You've earned it.
We got time for one more story. You want to do one more story?
Let's get one more done. You kill it.
Do you feel like you have something, or do you want me to do it? Do you have a thing you want to do? Because this is fine, but you have something that's itching.
Let me just see my stories real fast. I don't think I have anything particularly.
This works because I want to get done in 10 minutes,
yours.
and we've got something here.
Do yours. Yeah.
All right, cool. CNBC. Are you a big fan of watching CNBC?
The colored NBC. I love it.
Well, that's funny you said that because this story is about a black guy who used to be on CNBC. So that's kind of funny.
Hit the hammer on the head, apparently.
Yes. That was his name. Fred Hammer on the Head Johnson. Okay. CNBC financial analyst turned fugitive arrested by FBI after 3 years on the run. A former CNBC financial pundit and CEO turned fugitive accused of defrauding millions from his investors following a failed bet against the U.S. economy in 2020 has been nabbed after being on the run for nearly 3 years. James Arthur McDonald, which, by the way, only black people on purpose make their initials Jam. That's what he did there, which is great. Jam Jr., by the way. 52.
Welcome to the Jam.
Jam was arrested by the FBI in Port Orchard, Washington on Saturday and will be extradited back to California to stand trial in the coming weeks for his alleged crimes, according to the United States Department of Justice, or the DOJ, if you know what I'm saying. McDonald had been a fugitive since November 2021 after he failed to appear before the United States Securities and Exchange Commissions to testify regarding accusations of defrauding investors. He is a very black man. He was the former CEO and chief investment officer for 2 Los Angeles financial companies, Hercules Investments and Index Strategy Advisors. Along with his companies, McDonald frequently appeared as an analyst on the CNBC Financial Television News Network, the DOJ reported. His trouble began in early 2020 when the former financial advisor reportedly lost tens of millions of dollars of Hercules client money after adopting a risky short position that effectively bet against the health of the United States economy in the aftermath of the U.S. presidential election. McDonald projected that the COVID-19 pandemic and the election would result in major sell-offs that would cause the stock market to drop. But when the market downturn never came to fruition, Hercules lost between 30 million and 40 million of client funds. That's a lot. By December 2020, investors began complaining to company employees about the losses in their accounts. Then in January 2021, McDonald solicited millions of dollars worth of funds from investors to raise capital for Hercules, according to the DOJ. Making matters worse, he allegedly misrepresented how the funds would be used and never disclosed to investors the massive loss Hercules previously sustained. And then they show like a wanted by the FBI thing, and he's on there. And then there's 3 other black guys who just look like him, which I think is funny. They're like, yeah, or these.
If you see a black person, give us a call.
And on it shows they're all caught, but it just says captured under all 4 of them. I don't know. I don't like that. I don't think you should have a piece of paper that you should not have a piece of paper that says people I want to punch in the face, and you should not have a piece of paper that has 4 black guys' heads on it with the words captured underneath. Those are things you should not have.
No, and
not the day after Juneteenth. McDonald is also suspected of obtaining $675,000 in investment funds he raised from one victim group, which he used to splurge on himself, spending roughly $174,610 of them on a Porsche dealership. That's not roughly. That's an exact
amount. Yeah.
Yeah. According to the DOJ, he also allegedly transferred over $100,000 of those funds to the landlord of a home he was renting in Arcadia, California. Then another $6,800 to an online store to buy designer clothing. The alleged fraudster reportedly sent clients falsified account statements, including one for a client who invested approximately $351,000.
$300,000.
$351,000. Approximately. Once again, when you put the 1 in, it's not approximate. I know there's zeros at the end of there, but it's not a 1 then. You don't do that. I don't know why that makes me more nuts than the fraud. But it just really
dude, not just you. It also pisses me off, too.
It's bothering the shit out of me. In 2022, while on the lam, a United States district judge found McDonald liable for $3,810,346, representing his net profits gained because of the alleged conduct. McDonald has been charged with 1 count of securities fraud, 1 count of wire fraud, 3 counts of investment advisor fraud, and 2 counts of engaging in monetary transactions and property derived from unlawful activity. If found guilty, the alleged con artist could face up to 20 years in federal prison for each securities fraud and wire fraud count, 10 years for each count, related to using investor funds for his benefit in 5 years for one investment advisor fraud. Who is the piece of shit in this story? Is it Jam? Jam's just doing his thing. He's a financial guy. You take risks. You do things. Listen, I say this all the time on this show, and I know it's not going to be popular in this opinion here. I never blame the drug dealer. I always blame the drug addict. You know what I mean? This guy can say whatever the fuck he wants on CNBC. He can say whatever he wants on his fucking website. He can say whatever the fuck he wants, giving out advice on things. He can lie. He can do it. Yes, you're not supposed to lie, and I get all that. But crackheads will tell you this crack's going to be good. This won't have any bad shit in it. Crack dealers are like, yeah, this heroin's clean. It's the cleanest it's ever been. You know, it's like, it's not. It's got shit in it. You buy it. That's your fucking problem. This guy can't be out there saying crazy shit if no one's buying and listening to his shit, because they'll have to shut the fuck up. So is he the piece of shit for being a guy? He's a guy who works on gambling and risk. I know we call it stocks and financial advice. It's not. It's gambling. It's what it is. I'm projecting that this is going to happen. I think the Celtics are going to win in 5. You know what I mean? So if someone says they're going to win in 7 or not going to win at all, and the Mavs are going to win, do we arrest that guy if he took the bets and then they lost? No. Yeah, I mean, gambling's illegal, I guess, kind of. But yet you take the money in the investment. Now, should he have given the money back? Maybe. I don't know the rules of stocks and stuff. You're a dummy to give your money to somebody you don't know and hope some shit's going to happen. That's stupid guy stuff. So is it Jam? Is it the people that invested and listened to him? Is it CNBC for putting him on there? And then, you know, and now claiming him because it's cool because it's in the news again. You're like, oh, yeah, I remember CNBC. That's fine. Or is it Hercules? Don't name your business Hercules. Hercules is the most overrated, stupid thing. I'm strong sometimes. Who gives a shit if you're strong sometimes? It's the dumbest name for a business unless your business is being strong sometimes.
Or being used by a woman who's cucked by Hades. It's about getting cucked by Hades. Is about all. The piece of shit for me in the story, Pat, is the Fed boys.
Fed boys, what you gonna do?
How much of those people who got defrauded's money was spent to chase this guy down? Like, that's our tax dollars at work. I don't think the FBI is a good institution. I think it was built off the back of a blackmailing homosexual and should be disbanded. I have no use for that. I don't think it's Jam. I don't think it's Jam. I do think you should have been a little wearied because my good friend Chris Rock told me that stands for calculated blanks, be careful. And since Jam was a calculator blank, he should have been careful. But at the end of the day,
calculator blank. It's a calculator blank. It's a calculator blank. He would say it 14 more times in case you didn't get the premise.
Calculator. Now there are
calculator. What are you, Urkel? Why you got a calculator? Well, you got abacus, son.
There are calculator black people, and then there are calculator.
There's calculator blanks. Calculator's a kryptonite to a blank.
But yeah, like he did bet with the public's money, but that's not an unreasonable bet to make. Arguably, as Terry Nee pointed out, they put this article out there to make it seem like the economy wasn't bad after the election. I don't know if you know this. When old DT was announced, 5-layer burrito was 89 cents. Now they're $8.99.
Dude, I saw a thing yesterday that said
$8.99.
a woman got murdered, a mother of 5 got murdered yesterday, and on Fox News, listen, I'm not a Biden supporter anyway, but they said this woman got murdered on Biden's watch. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like, she wasn't a politician or had nothing to do with things, but they're like, people are allowed to use pronouns, and now this? I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a jump, but all right.
Biden, I don't know if you know this, I saw that story, was actually in a watchtower with a sniper rifle supposed to be protecting the citizens.
Jesus.
That was
all right.
the whole story.
My piece of shit is anyone who invests money in stocks. Stop it. It's dumb. It's stupid. I get it. If you make it, you're great. It's just like gambling. I know people that gamble and go to casinos all the time, and then they say they pay their bills with it. They also struggle a lot. People that win $10,000 have lost $12,000 before they won that 10. They just don't talk about that. Same thing with the stocks. Just fucking, you're taking a risk and a chance. It's all you're doing. You yes, if it works out, great. And then, yeah, I'm talking as a poor person that has no money. But at the same time, yeah, if you're going to give your money to someone and they're going to magically make it happen, it's like young comics when they think that if they go work with a guy, a booker who's like, oh, I can be your manager too. If you just invest a little money or you pay for this or whatever, then I can make you a big star. It's like, well, then why didn't all the other comics do that instead of struggle and fight through it? Because there's no secret way to get richer or famous. And if you, yes, once in a while you can end up getting something, but in the long run, you're going to get fucked and deal with criminals. You dealt with a criminal. You gave a criminal money and he ran away like a criminal does. You're
Scumbag Vinny.
It's all the people that are giving money to someone because they saw them on TV.
And the managers who can change your career aren't going to find you off of whatever they found you on. Like, you're already going to be at a certain level.
You know what, V? I'm happy. Buy stock in Aldi right now, and buy stock in Kookie's website.
You know what's a better way to spend your money than stocks, Pat?
Go to our Patreon.
Patreon's an option, but I was thinking August 8th, 9th, and 10th.
Yeah, we just added a show on the 10th. We added 2 of them, right? August 8th through 10th. The link will be up this week. It's but if you want to reserve tickets or do whatever, you could call the club, Comics Roadhouse of Mohegan Sun, and you could say, hey, I want to come August 8th, 9th, and 10th, and they'll hook you up with what day you want and all that stuff. Make sure you come to that. That's the album recording. Really excited about that. Also, in 2 weeks, June 28th and 29th, Bobby and I are at the River restaurant. It's in that really nice place, the Brouhaha Comedy Club inside there. Friday and Saturday shows. Go to comedycraftbeer.com for that. Like, subscribe, all those things, guys. Sorry it's a short show today, but I got to run around. I got to do. And then tomorrow we'll see you again at 8 a.m. Bobby, anything else?
If you can't join them, beat them, and don't be a piece of shit.
Yeah, and if you are a piece of shit, you're going on a list of people Bobby and I